George Durkee, Geography 66 Web Maps at Columbia College. So for this assignment, I'll be doing a longer version of John Nelson's How to Make a Thematic Map Look Like a Terrain Map. His is only 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, and I really recommend watching that. But he goes pretty quickly, and some of the other things like labels and things need a little more detailed explanation. So I'll do that, and we'll use that in his other video, Map Choreography, how to make an ArcGIS story map, sing and dance. And he'll use the StoryMap app to create a story map, and that goes pretty quickly. That's 9 minutes. And once you have this first map that we'll be doing, you just plug it into the story map. Quick plug for John Nelson Maps. He's got, I don't know, hundreds of short videos, how-tos on different techniques you can use to make maps more aesthetic, even approaching art. So go through all the stuff there and get some ideas of what you can do with maps. This first video, creating a life expectancy map, will be in two parts. It went on a little long, so I'm dividing it in half. One of the things we've emphasized in our GIS classes, and which is critical to what we do as cartographers, is how do you represent data on a map such that it's immediately understandable. Obviously, we have, a legend which tells you what color goes with what. But if you create a map really well, you might not even need that legend because it becomes obvious what you're representing there. And I've used the phrase before, but the map is not the territory, is true, but our job as cartographers is to make the map as close to the territory as possible. And that includes making the data show up and make it understandable to people. So in this case, we have our US map, and I've brought in, as John does, life expectancy by county. And so as we zoom in, you can see how he's come up with a great technique to give it kind of a 3D effect to show age classes. So here's life expectancy, 85 years old in classes down to up to 70 years old. And so that's all gray shaded. And then he gives a 3D effect to differentiate several of the age classes. So for instance, we can make invisible several of the other age classes. So 85 plus now shows up as just popping out here in the Midwest there, which in and of itself is interesting. And then places with lower life expectancy, and this, as I said, it's grayscale. So the dark, the black here, are areas of lower life expectancy. And then, as I said, it's county data. So as we zoom in, we can create a label that shows the actual age of the data for that county, the age of life expectancy. And there's other techniques that can be used, of course, because you end up with patterns of clusters of areas that have lower or higher life expectancy. And you can represent that, which we're not going to do here, but you can represent that by other techniques that are tools in both ArcGIS Online and in Arc Pro, where you look for clusters and you can represent them either by heat map or you can do various other things to make that data pop out more clearly. But we're just going with what we have here. Okay, now let's create our map of life expectancy. And go to your Arc Online College account and choose Map and bring up a blank map. Now I've already changed this to a base map of imagery, and I chose imagery without place names. We're going to add place names later, so go ahead and do that. And then we're going to add data. Oh, before we do any of that, let's save. And you're going to save as because it's the first time you're saving it. And so we'll call this Life Expectancy Nelson Video Demo. And I've created a folder for this class. So I've got a Geography 66 Fall 24 folder, and I recommend doing that for you guys. If you don't have much data in there right now, or any for that matter, it's not as critical, but as you add data, you're going to want to separate folders, separate the maps and so on into folders so you can find it more easily. I won't, for the moment, add tags or a summary. So just go ahead and save. And now let's go find data. So we get out of that, we go to add, we browse layers. And of course, you don't want anything in my content because that's your own data or even the college's. So we're going to find our data in Living Atlas, which has a huge number of curated and authoritative data. So search for life expectancy. And again, you get a lot of data. We're going to choose County Health Rankings 2024. So this is all data by county, state, and actually nation. And you can click on this to get an idea of what's in there, because you also have childhood poverty, inactivity, health outcomes, all sorts of fun stuff. If you're into data, we're just going to use one aspect of this, but it just shows you what's available out in the data world, should you ever need anything else. And it automatically symbolizes it, and we're not going to want that. So bring up your layers. And the first thing we're actually going to want to do here is notice that it gives you nation, state, and county. So we just want county. So go ahead and hit the three little dots there and ungroup. And so you'll notice that changed it from a heading and three subheadings for data to just the three subheadings alone. So now we'll remove each one of those. And so now we just have county. And let's go ahead and we're going to make that all one color. So edit layer style. And let's choose just by location, and we'll go to a single color and done. Okay, next we're going to want to just divide this up into age classes, life expectancy by age class. So once more, highlight county, but this time we're going to filter by age. So we'll add a new one, and if you had watched John Nelson's video, he just searched for life expectancy, and that was in the 2021 data set. But they've changed the field names. We're going to look for average, or average expected number of years of life from birth. And so let's bring that in. And of that data, we're going to start out with age 85. And so on the drop down, you want to set it is at least. And if it's not there, then go ahead and choose is at least, and then save that. And now what we've done here is we've created a layer. Right now it's called county, but it's only the data of age 85 and above. So let's rename that. Follow me closely here. This might be a little bit confusing. We're going to have age 85 plus. And OK. Now we're going to duplicate that layer. And so we're going to put this on top. And that's a little hard to do. Now with the copy, we're going to create another age range. So for this, it's going to be age 80 to 85. So we're going to be between, and we'll go 80, and we'll go 84.99. You can add more nines, but let's just go 99. There's a lot of decimal places, and we'll get to that in the actual data. But then, okay, so that's 2. And let's rename that to age 80 to 85. And let's make a copy of that. Oops. Remember, it's the 3 dots here. I keep making that mistake. And duplicate. Unfortunately, it tells you it's a copy, so let's bring that down. And same thing, we're going to do 75 to 80. So highlight that. And let's go 75 to 79.99 and save. And let's rename that. $75 to $80. Okay, we are almost finished here. We will duplicate that, bring it down, and now we will set an age range of 70 to 75. So it's between 70 and 74.99. Save and rename that. Age 70 to 75. And now, last one, we'll duplicate. Saved. And now we'll just do everything up to age 70. So we'll just say is at most 69.99. Save. And rename that. This will be age up to 70. Okay, now we save. We don't want to lose all that. It was just a teensy bit tedious. And you'll notice there's some blank spots on the map there. That's places I think there's no data. Okay, next we're going to change the color ramp to shades of gray. So let's get out of that and go to symbology and style options and choose this current orange color. Go to, so the first one we're going to make white or really light. And then next we're going to choose a slightly darker shade. So we'll just go down a little bit here Remember, we're going to try and fit in 5. So that's a light gray. And then next, I'll make that a little darker here. 2 more. Let's go a little darker. And done. And last, just make this black. Done. And done. There we go. Now let's save everything. Okay, so now we're representing all of those age classes in shades of gray. So for instance, if we hide everything, and then you can see the contrast between those two and those two, and so on. So now we'll turn them all back on. Okay, well, we've been going a little bit here, so let's split this into 2 videos. The first half obviously was setting up Arc Online and then putting symbology in for our data. And then in the next one, I'll show you how to use the effects tools on your data and make it stand out. And then we'll also do labeling and show you an arcade expression for the labels. Okay, see you in part 2. Thanks.